Alright, picking up where I left off, we're still creating the scene for our Space Invaders. Jeez, why does it so pain in the butt? Alright, we're going to add a spawn point holder script to this guy. So I've got a node 2D, I'm going to add a script to it, and I'm going to put this in a folder under scripts. And I'm going to make a new folder, and I'm going to call it levels. And I'm going to put my spawn point squirt spawn point holder, and I'll click open, and I'll click create. Now it's attached to my spawn point holder. I'm going to add some comments here. I'm going to steal them from my other one so I don't have to physically type them. You suckers get to type. Alright. Our spawn point holder is going to have some useful stuff to it. This is what's going to actually put our squirts into the world. So, let me grab some more code here. Spawn point holder. And yeah, let's leave it like that. I'll add some more code. It's also probably in Schoology as well for you guys. Let's go back to our world. I always like to save, so Control S to save. Let's go back to this part right here. We're going to need to add in a camera. So I'm going to add another node. I'm going to add a node 3D, and this is going to be my cameras. And then inside of there, I'm going to add a camera 3D. And I'm going to call this one my main play camera. Alright, I'm just going to give you the settings I have for my camera as well. So under the transform here, we're going to set the rotation to -5. And we're going to put its location to 30 and 30. 30, 30. And then you can also add a tab that shows what the camera is actually seeing. If you click view, and you can do 2 viewports, it kind of splits your stuff into 2. And on this bottom one, I'm going to click preview, and that's the preview of what my world sees. Alright, we can run it now. Let's see if we can see the floor. I'm not certain if we can. Oh, I was on the wrong one, I think. Maybe this one. Maybe I'm not on the wrong one. Maybe I'm on the right one. I don't know. Alright, well, we got our camera in there. Oh, there's a couple other settings. Let me figure them out. Oh, so under projection, I changed this to orthogonal. And then under size, I did 56. That's it. But there we go. So orthogonal and 56. Now let's play the scene and see what it looks like. Still nothing good. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Current? Maybe I have to turn it on current. Maybe not. That's probably not the ticket. Maybe we just can't see anything in the world because... Oh, I know what it is. We're going to go to project settings. Then we're going to go to window, and we're going to change this to 1920 by 1080. And then I think there's a button up here you can do advanced. And we're going to change this window width override to 1152 and 648. Alright, let's see if that makes it where we can see this thing. Okay, so close, play again. You should be able to see like the bottom. Or, oh yeah, we can see it. I know what it is. So there's the bottom bar that we added in. We have no light yet, so we need to add a light to the world. So we're also going to add a light. Where am I going to add the light? Oh, so we're going to go here. We're going to add a node, and we're going to call this one lighting. We're going to click on lighting, and we're going to add a, it's probably a sun. Yeah, it's a sun. If you type in light, omnidirectional 3D light, create. And I called this one main sun. Alright. The sun probably has some settings too. Let's check out those. Under transform, we're going to go to rotation. We're going to change that to -45. I'm not certain that that even matters. And then I put it at 9.712. That also probably doesn't matter. You could probably put it at like 100 or 150 if you felt like. Let's see what happens with that. Now we got the, when I run that, now we can see that bottom down there. We got that bottom bar. We don't have our squirts in there yet, but our scene is starting to come together just a little bit. Let's see if we can't make our guys actually spawn into the world, so we can get something on the screen here. Let's do that. Alright, to do that, I'm going to actually add another node, and this one's going to be my squirt holder. Squirt holder. There we go. Okay, so the squirt holder is going to have all of the squirts actually in it. I'm going to go to, let me move this up. If you click on it, hold control and press up arrow, you can move stuff around. Okay, so I'm going to go to my spawn point holder. I'm going to add some lines of code here that are going to help us get our squirts actually spawned into the world. We'll start off with, you know what, I'll just pause it and add it in there. So faster y'all can pause the game, pause it and do it. Alright, I went ahead and just put everything in here. So this first line, I'm going to go over it with you. So the first one here is go get the correct scene. Well, let's see. Get squirts. Actually, let's say preload. Preload squirts scene. This one goes to the spawn point holder, and all of those little spawn points you put down in your special spot, it goes and gets all of those. Then this one gets the squirt holder, which is over here. So the spawn points are held by this thing, and the squirts are held by this one. So we're just getting those two things. So grab squirt holder. Alright, here's our ready function, and when it plays, it just immediately says, hey, I'm the enemy holder. And then I've made a couple function here. This one, just load the level to start with. And how does it do that? Well, it goes to all of the spawn points in the spawn point holder and gets each one. So let's say get each spawn point one at a time. Figure out that spawn point's location. So what it says is it says go to the spawn point and grab its global position. Now this is going to give you a vector 3 of that location for each spawn point. So what do I mean by that? If you click on spawn point 0, 0, it will give you x of negative 27.5, y of 40, and z of 0, 0. So if I'm just going to type that one in there as like a placeholder, negative 27.5, and then it's also going to give 40, and then it's also going to give 0. Alright, so it's sending this location to this function spawn entity. That function takes the location and says, hey, I'm going to put a squirt at this location. This is just my printout. Extra information. This one says, okay, we need a new squirt. Load a new squirt. Load a new squirt. So this loads this new squirt up here. So it goes and grabs that preloaded scene, creates a brand new copy, puts it into new squirt. Now we're trying to decide who is the parent. Who is the parent of the new squirt? Well, the parent is going to be this squirt holder. The squirt holder has a specific job. Hold on to the squirts. So he's just the parent, just holding them. So call deferred, what that means is basically wait for the game, because we don't want to lag. So if you're having a hard time thinking, go ahead and take your time and we'll wait. But we want you to add a child of this brand new squirt and make the parent the squirt holder. Okay, now the squirt also needs to be put at the correct location. This is the line where that happens. And you'll notice that I use a set deferred this time. This one's basically saying wait for the slow game just in case there's something happening. And then what do I want you to do? I want you to put the squirt's location at what I sent you. Okay. So this the load level, it gets each spawn point one at a time. Let's just say that. I already did. One at a time. Gets each spawn point one at a time. Figures out where they are, and it gives it as a vector 3. And then it calls this function, sending it that location. So it gives it 0, 0, then 0, 1, then 0, 2, then 0, 3, then 0, 4. Every time it does that, it says, I'm going to do this, loads a new squirt, tells it who its parent is, and tells them where to go. And you'll see that I've ran it once already, and you'll see that it's printing out what's happening. So if I run this game, it's going to go through each of those. Now, on that squirt that we loaded, if I go to squirt 0, 0 here, he just says squirt online. If I don't want to read that every time, because now I know it's working, I can just comment that out. Now when I run it, wrong scene, Mr. Eversole. If I run this one here, you'll see that squirt's going to spawn at the certain location. I didn't put rows or anything like that, but this is row 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up to 4, 7. That the numbering scheme is for later on. There we go. So we've got our squirts in there. The squirts aren't doing anything fun yet. So let's go over there and see if we can make the squirts play one of our animations. So we'll go to the squirt scene here. And again, I'm going to add the code in and we'll go over it. Alright, let's start with this right here. Okay, so if you take a look at our squirt scene, or squirt over here, the actual enemy scene, you'll see that we've got an animation player already. So this just gets the animation player. This one right here gets all the different animation names. and puts them into the variable animation. So that's just going to have a list of animations for us. This is a random number generator used to select random numbers. Pretty straightforward. This one shakes up the random numbers so we don't get the same one every time. This one calls the play animation function, which is right here. And what does that do? Currently, it just plays the fire animation. Just plays fire. I guess you should say this one is play fire animation from the movement player. And this is just tell us about those animations. Can I spell? Maybe that's right. My brain sometimes. Okay, so here's our play animation function. This one, when you call it, all it does is say play fire. Okay, so we've got our movement player, which is just this animation player. Get the list, blah, blah, blah. Let's go ahead and hit run on this one time. Oh, make sure when you play you hit test world and you're not clicking that thing. Alright, so there it is. When it first starts, you'll see all those squirts all try to play their firing animation, whichever one you just made. So that's the one I made. And also it's printing out all those animations right there, so I can see each one of those. Now, if we want this thing to continuously play, because right now it plays one time and we're not really seeing anything useful, I want to see all those other beautiful animations that I made. What you're going to do is you're going to go to your squirt, click on the animation player. Over here on the side, you're going to click node and animation finished. Connect the animation finished to your squirt. That's going to add a new function here. And this function, after the animation plays, let's comment this one out for a second. After the animation finishes, it's going to do something. Presumably, we want to pick another animation. Like so. So if I run that, I keep running the wrong one. If I run that, now it's gonna, it's saying all those spawn things too. I might want to comment that out. But it says, after that animation plays and finishes, it says, hey, I'd like to pick another animation to play. Because I want to see it doing stuff here. I don't want it to just be chilling. Alright, so let's make it where it'll actually pick another animation randomly. And the way we can do that is by using this list that we have right here. So that animations list that is getting printed out a billion times right there. We're going to pick one of those randomly so it picks from them. I'm also going to go to this spawn point holder deal and I'm going to turn that off. I don't need to see that anymore. I know it works. I know the enemy holder deal works. Let's go back to our squirt. And okay, right now this play animation is only ever going to play the fire animation. I don't want to do that. I want to pick the name of the animation. So I'll put an argument here, anim. Now it's going to give me an error here. It's like, hey, I need an argument. Just give it this one. So we'll cut this out and let's move it up here. And instead of doing just play nothing, we're going to do play the anim. So this says, and that's the argument animation, the fire. So you see how I just swapped those two. When it calls play animation, sends it the word fire, then it finds the fire animation out of your list of animations. Now I physically typed that one, so if I typed it in wrong, it's going to give you an error. So make sure that's right. Alright, so this is still doing the same thing. If I play that, it's going to play the fire animation, but now it's using an argument instead of using just what I type. Okay, now I can pick one of my animations, so now I'm going to say after the animation finishes, play another one. Now I could type in one single one and maybe just keep playing fire. So what's going to happen here, let me comment this out. After this fire animation finishes, this function's going to play, and then it's going to tell it, play the fire animation again. And so it's just going to keep, dang it, how many times am I going to do that? It's just going to keep playing firing animation over and over. Fire, 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 forever. I don't want to see fire forever. I want to see the other animation. So let's, I'm going to put that code in there. Pause it right quick. Alright, the reason I pause it is I'm not trying to make the video is already 21 minutes long. Try not to make it super long. But, okay, let's explain this real quick and you'll see what it does. So this is the, I made a variable, and it's just going to hold a brand new animation. And I'm going to the animations up here that I made. That's my list. And from that list, I want to grab a random one. The first animation is the 0 animation. I know the 0 one's going to be in there. It's got to have at least one. And then animation size here, that is however many are in the list, I want you to choose from that number. So in this list there are, what, like 6 or something? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 9. So it's going to say choose from 0 to 9. But you know, when we count in a list, it starts at 0, so you have to subtract 1 so you don't get an out of range error or can't find the index. So that's why I'm -1 here. So it's really the addresses are 0 to 8. Fire would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you don't do that, it might look for number 9 and fail. Okay, so it's going to pick one of these randomly, throw it into new animation, but right now we're still calling fire. Let's not call fire every single time. Let's call this new animation, and we'll drop it in here like this, and we'll play it. So now every time it plays, it's going to select from one of those random 8 animations or 9 animations I have, and so you can see all the wonderful glory of your, there we go, I hit that little thing. So this is just selecting all the random animations from your character there. So I can see what I did, and the game's not working, but it is looking pretty decent so far, so that's pretty good. Alright, I'll make some more videos, and I'll see y'all in the next one.